Good morning, boys and girls. And if you're watching this video, you already did the morning routine. And I got my ugly sweater with little jingle bells on my elf hat and on my snowman over here. And it's a hideous vest sweater. So that's all I can say. So the story for today is a music book titled The Bremen Town Musicians. The Bremen Town Musicians by Wilhelm. And you're going to say, okay, so what is this story about? Well, let me get you closer. So the Bremen Town Musician are some animals that are accompanying the main character, which is the mule or the donkey. And they are going to a town to become famous. But something happens in the story, and that's when they get famous. And let's see what happens. The Bremen Town Musicians, retold and illustrated by Wilhelm. And if you didn't know who Wilhelm is, he's on the back of the book. That is him. Okay? And here we go. Ready? There was once a donkey whose master had him carry sacks to the mill year after year. Now the donkey was getting old, and his strength began to fail. And look how he's treating him. How do you feel about it? Is it something that you would like to do? I hope not. When the master realized that the donkey was of no use to him anymore, he decided to get rid of him. But the donkey guessed that something bad was in the wind, so he made up his mind to run away. Aww. He thought he would take the road to Bremen, where he might get an engagement as a town musician. And in his imagination, if you look at the illustration, it shows that he wanted to play the guitar. On the way, he found a dog lying by the side of the road, panting as if he had been running for a long time. Now hold fast. Why are you so out of breath? Asked the donkey. Oh dear, said the dog. I am old and getting weaker every day, and I can no longer hunt. My master was going to kill me, but I escaped. Now, how am I to make a living? I will tell you what, said the donkey. I am going to Bremen to become a town musician. Come with me. I can play the lute, and you can play the drum. The dog liked the idea, and they walked together. Now, if you didn't know what a lute is, it's very similar to the flute. And that was one of the instruments that we were showing and talking about a week or two ago. It was not long before they came to a cat sitting on the roadside, looking as dismal as the 3 wet days. Now then, what is the matter with you, old whisker whipper? Asked the donkey. Who can be cheerful when his life is in danger? Asked the cat. Now that I am old, my teeth are getting blunt, and I'd rather sit by the fire than chase after mice. Because of this, my mistress wanted to drown me. So I ran away, but now I don't know what is to become of me. Come with us to Bremen, said the donkey, and be a town musician. You know how to serenade. The cat liked the idea and went along with them. Soon the three runaways passed by a yard. A rooster was perched on top of the gate, crowing as loud as he could. Your cries are breaking my heart, said the donkey. What is the matter? Tomorrow is Sunday, and I have foretold good weather, said the rooster, but the mistress is expecting guests and has ordered the cook to cut off my head and put me in the soup. Therefore I cry with all my might while I still can. Interesting how the rooster looks, right? You better come along with us, said the red-headed with us, red-headed, said the donkey. We are going to Bremen to become town musicians. We could do with a powerful voice like yours. This sounds perfect to the rooster. So all four went together. But Bremen was too far to be reached in one day. Towards evening, they came to a forest where they decided to spend the night. The donkey and the dog lay down under a huge tree. The cat found a place among the branches, and the rooster flew up to the top of the tree where he felt safe. But before he went to sleep, the rooster looked all around to the 4 points of the compass. Suddenly he saw a small light shining in the distance. He called out to his friends, "There must be a house over there." "Let's go and see," said the donkey, "for this place is not very comfortable." "Now there might be a few bones," said the dog. And so now they're getting closer to where they want to stay. They all set off in the direction of the light. It grew larger and larger until it led them to the robber's house, all lightened up. So there were some robbers in this house, and that's where it led them. I wonder what they're going to do to the robbers. What do you think? The donkey, who was the tallest, went to the window and looked in. "Well, what do you see?" asked the dog. "What do I see?" answered the donkey. "I see a table loaded with wonderful things to eat and drink. And robbers are sitting around the table having a great time." "That would be perfect for us," said the rooster. "Yes, indeed," replied the donkey. "I wish we were there." And the robbers are counting what? What is called gold. And gold is what we call now money. The four friends put their heads together to decide how they might scare off the robbers. Finally, they knew what to do. The donkey placed his 4 feet on the windowsill. The dog got on the donkey's back. The cat stood on the top of the dog. And lastly, the rooster flew up and perched on the cat's head. At a given signal, they all began to perform their music. The donkey brayed, the dog barked, the cat meowed, and the rooster crowed, which is exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Then they burst into the room, breaking the window panes. The robbers fled at the dreadful noise. They thought it was some goblin and ran to the forest in the utmost terror. And that's when they start running away. The four friends sat down at the table and feasted as they hadn't eaten for weeks. When they had finished, they put out the lights and looked for places to sleep. The donkey found a comfortable spot outside. The dog laid down behind the door. The cat curled up on the hearth of the warm ashes, and the rooster settled himself in the loft. And since they were all very tired from their long journey, they soon fell asleep. In the forest, from a safe distance away, the robbers were watching the house in the hole. Shortly after midnight, they saw that no light was burning and that everything appeared peaceful. See, they haven't given up as thieves. We shouldn't have been such cowards and run away, said the leader. He ordered one of them to go back and check it out. They look so scared, huh? They don't know what's going to happen. The robber went into the house and found everything very quiet. He went into the kitchen to strike a light, and the cat woke up, thinking that the cat's glowing eyes were burning coals. The robber held a match to them in order to light it. The cat did not find this funny. He flew into the robber's face and spitting and scratching. That's kind of a defense mechanism that cats have. The robber screamed in terror and ran to get out through the back door. But the dog was lying there, leaped up and bit the robber's leg. The frightened robber was rushed into the yard where the donkey struck out and gave him a great kick with his hind feet. And the rooster, who had been wakened by the noise, cried his loudest kikeriki. Interesting, right? The robber ran back to the others as fast as he could and said, "Oh dear, in that house there is a gruesome witch, and I felt her breath, and she scratched me with her long nails. By the door there stands a monster who stabbed me in the leg with a knife. And in the yard there lies a fierce giant who beat me with a club. And on the roof there sits a judge who cried, 'Bring the thief to me.' I got out of the place as fast as I could." This scared the robbers so much that they never went back to the house again. And the four musicians liked their new home so much that they stayed forever and never went to Bremen Town at all. So did they go? No, they did not go. The end. And I hope you liked the story. Very simple. Just be the best that you can be. You don't have to be perfect, because smart is not something you are. Smart is something you get.